So my first question, how the life is changed in Haiti since Zovενέλ Μοΐζ's assassination, and what the average people say about it, about the assassination?
Thank you so much for inviting me to have this conversation with you guys. And
Our
I'm so
pleasure.
happy because you give me the possibility to talk to the great people and a people of democracy, a people of freedom, a people of hope as well. And particularly the fans of Cosmodromio media. And thank you so much one more time for this opportunity. And first of all, we need to understand the change after the Zovενέλ Mοΐζ's death, President de facto Zovενέλ Mοΐz's death. We need to understand it in the sense of after the assassination of the president, we had like a threat all around the country. The people are threatened, and like, cause there's a fear. People are fear, you know. It's like a threat around the country. We don't know what will happen next, because it is a surprise for everyone, you know, in the country. And this fear go up, and right now it's better, you know, because the funeral happened yesterday morning, and has looting in Cape, the city where we had the funeral. But right now everything is okay. But the most important thing is, and we don't feel like it changed, but it is a fear more than a change, you know. And because, you know, during the Zovενέλ Mοΐz's terms of presidents, you know, there's a lot of poor neighborhood living in the situation every day. Every day they are fear. They get threatened by the gangsters, a link to the power, link to the political groups. I mean, it's after the Zovενέλ Mοΐz's assassination, you can feel it's become general in the country. Everyone get fear, you know. And we need to understand it is not a new I can say feeling in the country, because there's a lot of people in the poor neighborhood, particularly in the poor neighborhood, living the situation every day. I think right now it is more, you know, everything's come back in normal, you know, so-called normal. But the point is, the PHTK regime tried to present Zovενέλ Mοΐz's like a defensor, like a savior of the poor people. But it's a joke. It is not true. And we need to understand that Zovενέλ Mοΐz's is a child of the oligarchy. He is a child of the co-op oligarchy. He is a child of the co-op bourgeoisie in Haiti. And the bourgeoisie give him all means, all stuff to make campaign during the election campaign. And he was the only one candidate who have an helicopter to travel around the country to make campaign. No other candidate have this privilege. I mean, why now Zovενέλ Mοΐz's at the end of his term, and when his term has been arrived in February 7, 2021, he tried to say oligarchy is corrupt. He tried to say to the people he fights against oligarchy, but it's a joke. Everyone know that. And why now we try to create our best. But one other thing I want to highlight in the after Zovnel Moïse, it is after the assassination of Zovnel Moïse, the US Embassy, the State Department, the US imperialist is more present in Haiti. Get more presence, it's getting more power during this crisis, you know? And it is, you know, when you see Haiti right now, it's like a colony, real colony of the US. The US say, this prime minister gonna do everything. After that, he said, no, this prime minister is not good, we're gonna change. But it is the situation, it is what we're living right now. The US do and change whatever they want. It was like that before, but right now it's getting worse, you know, it is.
Yes, I understand the special relationship between the USA and Haiti. Haiti has suffered a lot from this relationship. Could you give us a general idea about the political situation? What are the main political parties and their relationship with the USA and the people of Haiti?
The main political party in Haiti, they are all linked to the oligarchy. They are all linked to the oligarchy, even if they have like a discourse for the people, but they are linked to the oligarchy. Lavalas, for example, Petit Dessalines, for example, and PHTK is the party of Jovenel Moïse, a party of the oligarchy. But the thing is, we need to understand there's a difference between those groups, those political groups, because they don't have the same origin. Because Lavalas, for example, Petit Dessalines, my political party, Rasin Kan Pèp, they are the structure and the leftist wing. But when I say leftist wing, I try to explain that even if they say they are in the left perspective, but when they are in power, you don't see that. But and it's the reason why comrades try to create our new political party since 2009 to make sure that we have a new voice for the real people. We have a new voice for the working class, for the poor people, to make sure that we will not a political party just fight for power, but fight for power and to change something. Because we have this experience, people, political party talk about change, talk about people they are for working class, but and the fact when they are in power, they change their mind and they change the battle and they become the tools of the oligarchy. Is the reason why now we try to create a space, because there's a lot of small political group in the left, like my political party. We try to create a space for dialogue between them to make sure that we create a huge platform of leftist political party, leftist organization, and it will be more powerful to fight against the party of the oligarchy.
You mentioned the special relationship with the USA, your country with the USA. You described the situation after Moïse's death as a situation where the USA have the upper hand in this relationship more than they did before. Can you describe how have this achieved from the side of the USA?
The thing is, in Haiti right now, the source of the power is the police. If the police are with you, you get the power. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, the police is totally controlled by the US Embassy, by the State Department, by FBI. I mean, when right now in Haiti, for example, we have several groups in the civil society organized and since for more than 4 months to try to give a solution, a Haitian solution of the crisis. And they organize, they meet every political group, even in the left, even in the right wing. They try to create a Haitian solution. But what the US Embassy in Haiti doing, and the representative of the UN in Haiti, BNU, they avoid this solution. They just try to work with the civil society linked to PHTK. They try to work with the civil society linked to the oligarchy, linked to Zovnel Mouiz, and they try to make sure that nothing's gonna change. It is the idea. It is the idea. Nothing's gonna change. Right now, the new prime minister in Haiti was nominated by Zovnel Mouiz before his assassination. I mean, it's horrifying right now.
So you are saying that
it's very bad.
The structures of power are determined by the Washington.
Yes, by Washington.
So Washington has this perception that Haiti is my colony, as I understand.
Yeah, when you see the fact, when they talk, they said Haiti is a friend, Haiti is a country, and the fact, they deal with Haiti, they treat Haiti like a colony, because they decide everything, almost everything. That means we need to understand that they don't allow Haitian people, Haitian organizations to give a solution to the crisis. It is right now the crisis, because there's a lot of group in Haiti, a lot of political party, a lot of youth organizations say, no, we have our solution. We, like Haitian people, we, the Haitian organization, we can give a solution. We can give a good solution from this crisis. But they said no. They try to avoid us. They try to make sure that they don't give our proposition the voice to be heard. Even in the State Department, even in the Congress, they try to make sure that our proposal cannot have the possibility to be heard in several space they're supposed to be. I mean, and right now they send a new representative, a special representative of the State Department in Haiti, and they try, like I told you, to make sure that nothing gonna change. They use the time. They use the time, time discussion, dialogue discussion. Because what we need to understand, the fall of Zovnel Mouiz, it is not only the fall of Zovnel Mouiz, it is the fall of the US Embassy who support him doing all his term. It is the fall of BNU, of the ONU, United Nations, UN. It is the fall of them because they support Zovnel Mouiz doing all his term to make sure that nothing gonna change. Even if Zovnel Mouiz avoid the constitution and his decree all the time, Zovnel Mouiz doesn't respect the constitution, but it is not the problem. The thing is, the US Embassy, the State Department, and the UN, right now they create a space in Haiti, a new organization, a new trade union to support co-op government in Haiti. They call it core group. Core group, it is the ONU, the US Embassy, the Canadian Embassy, the French Embassy, and that they create this organization to support Zovnel Moïse. And what we need to highlight also, during the Zovnel Moïse mandate term, the whole country transformed into a gangster country. Everywhere gangster control the neighborhood, everywhere. And it's clearly the human rights organization makes report that it's clear they highlight the link between, they prove the link between the gangsters and the Zovnel Moïse regime. Even if every evidence is clear, the US still supported him, still until he have been killed. That means it is the fail of the UN, it is the fail of the US embassy, it is the fail of the new neo-colonial project in Haiti. And also, to finish on this point, I wanna make sure that we understand it. All the claim of the US project, they claim only one thing: election. We need to go to election. We need to go to election. Because why they do that? They want to make sure that we have a bad election, because the source of the instability in Haiti is bad election. All the time, when you have bad election, you will have protests all the time in the street to say the president have to be resigned because the election was not good. And during this situation and this instability, the US is so happy. They are so happy because Haiti is a space where the white supremacy project control the Black people around the world to say, you know what, Haiti is the second republic in America, the first enslaved people movement who have been successful. And they just try to say, you know, you see them, they can't govern themselves. Black people can't govern themselves. And we need to know that Black people is not good at, and Haiti is a metronome, you know, I'm an artist, it is a metronome to control the whole region and the wide world in terms of Black people view. Because, you know, the Haitian revolution, it is the worst thing can happen to humanity for the intellectual in the US at this moment. Because it is the first space where Black people judge white people and give them their what they're supposed to find for their crimes against humanity, give their sentence, give charge them to that, condemn them for the crime against humanity. It is that, but we pay that until now.
So you are saying that Moïse was the symptom, and this colonial perception in US is the disease. And you are saying that there is a sense of, how I put it, vengeance in US policy. They want to revenge for the Black liberation movement that Haiti represents, you say. Yes.
Exactly, because when Haiti made the revolution in 1791 until 1804, where we claim clearly our independence, US was at this moment a colony of Black people. Black people was enslaved, was in slavery in the US at this moment. That means the Haitian Revolution was a threat for the world system, for the worldwide system, the colonial system, the slavery system. That means when you talk, is the reason why Haiti was the first country in the world experience embargo, experience blockers. And after Haiti revolution, it become a formula. When you make revolution, you will be on blockers, under blockers, like Cuba, like Venezuela, like Bolivia, like everywhere. When you make revolution, when the people try to decide their future, the system, the global system, the colonial, racist, capitalist system just put locus on those projects because they don't want that they be successful, because it will give hope to other people around the world. It will give hope to the working class, even inside those Western countries.
Yes, this is true. Looking at the history, of course. You talked about the gangs. What is the reality with the gangs, the armed gangs in your country? Do they have a role in the political system? Because you said that Zovενέλ Μοΐζ had a good relationship with the armed gangs, as far as
yes. What we need to understand is during the Zovενέλ Μοΐζ regime, we have more than 10 massacres in the country, in the capital, particularly in the capital, more than 10. It is the moment we have more kidnapping in the country. For example, a couple of days before Zovενέλ Μοΐζ have been assassinated, we have a massacre in a space they call Delma 32 in Criswa. They killed 15 people in one night. And it was at this moment they killed our comrades Nettie Duclair, the journalist and feminist, and also Diego. Diego is also a journalist. And they killed 15 people in a very small space. But you know what? Zovενέλ Mοΐζ even if a tweet Zovενέλ Mοΐζ had not did, Zovενέλ Mοΐζ not did even a tweet to say sorry, even a tweet to say we concerned about that and we trying to do this or that, even a tweet. But a couple days after, he will tweet to say happy Independence Day to the US. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? More than 20 people have been killed in one day in a small country like Haiti, particularly in the capital. And nothing, the government said nothing. The president particularly said nothing. It's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, this regime linked to the oligarchy, linked to the US government, try to make sure that nothing changes in it. I understand that Zovενέλ Mοΐζ get problem with some people in the oligarchy. For example, all those bourgeois who try to finance the protests in Haiti, particularly Dimitri Vob. Right now he's undercover. He's on exile because Zovενέλ Mοΐζ tried to put him in prison. But I don't say that Dimitri Vob is not a corrupt people. It is not that. But the thing is, he tried to persecute him because he support the opposition financially, because he was not in his team. You know, he was not in his team is the reason why he put all this justice system against him. But he has a lot of co-op oligarchs around him. Justice never said nothing about that. I mean, it is a real joke when you say Zovενέλ Mοΐζ was against the oligarch system. It is a joke, and his wife said clearly that in the funeral. He said you was all the time loyal with them, but even that they betray you. Because for me, I maybe I'm wrong, but the hypothesis more the hypothesis more clear for me, more plausible for me, is Zovnel Mouiz has been assassinated by the PHTK group. It is an internal contradiction between them and has a bad deal, but it is that. For me, it is not. There's no other source you can explain the assassination. Maybe I'm wrong, but it is my understanding.
Yes, and as far as I can understand, these say that inside the ruling party and the bourgeoisie, there is a perception that we are tribes trying to fight one another for the power.
Yes.
Because there was not some democratic sensitive about waiting Moïse resigns or something else. They killed him when they had problems.
Because the regime, the PHTK regime, it is a regime of gangsters, of drug dealers. It is that. Everyone knows that in Haiti. It is the party of the drug dealers, of the corrupt oligarchy, of the corrupt people, of the gangsters. Yeah, it's clear. It is not a secret for people. It is clear it is a party of gangsters, of drug dealers. And is that not surprising? When you see the death of Zovnel Mouiz, you can see the operation of the mafia. It is mafia operation. You know, when you are in mafia, when you betray, when you make a bad deal, you will be killed. It's clear.
Because there is this narrative from the US media and other media that Zovnel Mouiz was a kind of a hero of democracy trying to beat the oligarchy. Yes.
No, it's a joke. It's a real joke.
The banana mogul that goes to destroy the oligarchy.
No, man. Wait a bit. Let me explain you rapidly something. Zovnel Mouiz was an entrepreneur in the north of the country. He makes business with the oligarchy all his time. Sorry. And also, when Zovnel Mouiz became popular is with the Banana Project. But the Banana Project is the Mateli Project. Is the Haitian state who give him $10 million a half to create this project. And when Mateli present him like the head behind this project, and it was clear, Mateli said, this project gonna give to the country, to Haiti, $900,000 each month. But everyone knows it was a joke. And the Banana Project was a tool they used to make sure that Zovnel Mouiz become popular, to be success like president, as president. I mean, right now the project is totally destroyed. And before Zovnel Mouiz have been killed, he has an interview and he says, right now he have melon and pepper, pepper and melon, but the project was not for pepper and melon. The project was for banana. The Haitian gonna sell banana to Germany. And I read an article about this project. There's an economist who clearly explained they went a boat for $25,000 US to send 10,000 US dollars bananas to Germany. Can you imagine? The price of the boat was more expensive than the bananas. It was a show, a media show to make sure that people see, oh, you're not gonna do this, gonna do that. But it is it.
That Moses had a vision for the country.
Exactly. You're gonna rebuild agriculture, and it was his campaign, agriculture. But when Zovnel Mοΐζ became in power, he just gave to the corrupt oligarch, recently in February 8, 2021, he gave to Aped, one of the famous oligarchs in Haiti. He gave to the Aped family 8,000 hectares of land, a half, and also 19 million US dollars to create a free zone, a free trade zone, a free agricultural trade zone. But you know what? Just to produce stevia for Coca-Cola. Can you imagine? A people against oligarchy can make a project like that? Take the land of the peasant and give to the oligarch? Can you imagine that? Other thing, Zovnel Mοΐζ never take a law against the corrupt oligarch. Never.
When we talk about
the law.
Yes, I see. When we talk about oligarchy in Haiti, we talk about the big agriculture. We talk about ship owners. What's their professionals?
Trade and manufacture. And what they call they have industrial park in Haiti, whereas people work for Levi's, for Nike, but it is that. Okay?
Yes.
And it only that. There's no production, there's no real production, agricultural production. No. It is a particular oligarch. It's true. It is, they don't have any kind of relationship with the country. They just extract the wealth.
They intermediate between the colony and the
big company. Exactly. It's the same system of exclusive. You know, everything, nothing gonna build here for the Haitian people to live a better life. No, just exploit people, just take the advantage and finish. Because when you see we had a Haitian beer, they just sell it to Heineken. I mean, they don't have any kind of good relationship with this country because they are Syrian, they are Lebanese people, and they are some of the mulattoes from the colony, from French descent.
Yeah, so they don't want to build something for Haiti. They want just to sell products in the market and getting rich from that. Yes.
80% is trade and services, phone, internet, and even in transport. Even in transport, they don't invest in Haiti. It's a bad, I think it is the worst transport system in the world. Can you imagine that? There's no school, there's no university for real. There's nothing, they don't want to build nothing in the country, but they just want to make sure that they exploit the people. And also, Haiti has a lot of mineral, a lot of like oil, like gold, like iridium. I think, in my view, There's two things. The first thing is Haiti is right now a real customer for the gang, for the gun production or producers, the gun producers, because there's a lot of guns in Haiti, a lot of arms, a lot of weapons in Haiti, a lot of guns around the country, a lot of that. For me, they discover Haiti like a new possibility for the guns producers first. And the second thing, when you sell a lot of guns to a country, there's you have like people try to send people buy guns from those producers to make sure that they can develop their criminality project, the criminal project, and also the state buy guns from those producers to fight against the gangster. Can you imagine?
Yes.
That means the state, the police, the government buy guns to fight against the gangster, and the gangster as well buy guns to fight against the state. So to make sure that they...
So the situation is continued as it was before.
Yeah. Yes. And also the second thing, when you have a country like that, a small space like that, like more than 27 kilometers square, Haiti is that. It's a small island. When you are in this situation like that, what happened? It become like Congo. Like Congo, the people doesn't have time to discuss about the serious issues of the country. They don't have time to discuss about the wealth, about the minerals, about the mining in the country. They just focus on insecurity, on finding money, because we have 80% of unemployment in Haiti. We just focus on find food to eat, find hospital, because there's no hospital for real. We just focus on that.
So
and
they tend
the company
to exploit the distraction from the situation. You see, they are saying to the people that we can't have this conversation now. We have to deal with the gangs another time.
Exactly. But in the same time, the government give the certificate to mining companies to exploit the mining in Haiti. You see, it is a project. It is a real project. For me, is that is the reason why we in the leftist organization, we and the civil society who link for will to the country, we propose that we have a new deal. We propose that we have a new relationship inside the country, but outside the country as well. It's the reason why we say, no, we don't want election right now. We want election. We are for election, because election is it's important in democracy, but election not mean democracy. You can have Haiti has a lot of election since the Duvalier regime leaving the country, but still there's no democracy in Haiti. There's no democracy. That means democracy is the rights of the people. Democracy is the right to feed the children. Democracy is the right to find jobs. Democracy is the education rights. Democracy is the women rights. Democracy is
something bigger than the election.
The election, exactly, is the reason why we think definitely we need a transition. And right now we make sure that inside this organization created to make sure that we have a good transition, we can make the criteria to a people to become in this transition. Because if you don't have government like legitimate government, the people who are not corrupted, the people that the population can trust, we can't do anything. We can't do anything. That means is the reason why we think we need a transition for at least 3 years to make sure that we create a dialogue, a real dialogue amongst the Haitian people, and to make sure that we can go to election, but a good election, without drug money, without kidnapping money, without corruption money, without money laundering. Is that? When we have?
Do you see space for the more radical forces? Is there a political party? You said about your political party, but is there political parties which you want to cooperate to push forward the desire for a new Haiti?
There's a lot. There's a lot of political group. We work with ACAO, we work with ASO, we work with other organizations like Combit, Nopabdomi, there's a Petro Challenger group. We work also with the businessman organization as well. I mean, we try to create a consensus, because if there's no consensus, we can't achieve anything. Because right now the country is divided, so divided, so divided. Because the last president, all this time, all his speech is about division. It's about attack people. It's about say bad thing and make propaganda against some people. But it's a tools of division. Is the reason why we think we need to be together. We think we need to have a dialogue, a real dialogue, to make sure that we create a new Haiti, a new perspective for Haiti. We can't accept to have drug dealer in the parliament. We can't continue to accept we have drug dealer like minister, like prime minister. No, we can't. We can accept money laundering in the election. We can accept drug money in the election. We can't continue to accept those stuff.
The first thing you say is that we don't want elections now, right here, right now. We want the institutions to be more inclusive, more democratic, as I understand.
Exactly. We don't need an election now. We need to make sure we say, we Haitian, we decide what we want to do with Haiti. Because it is the question, right? And this division and this, with the imperialist presence in Haiti, so it's broad, so large right now. We need, like Haitian, to look at one another in the eyes to say what we want to do with this country. And it is possible. It is possible, but the United States don't want, well, when the Haitian people are together and to forward to achieve a goal, we will achieve it. And when Haiti will be changed, Haiti it will be a new hope for Black people around the world, in Africa, in the United States, and France, and everywhere. Because Haiti is still a model. It's still a model. Like people say, we want freedom for everyone. Like the Stalin said, we want freedom for everyone. Everyone is a human being. Every human being is a human being and deserves the condition of every human being. It is that. And when we change the country, the US will not have jobs. The US cannot send their specialists there to NGOs to make money here. If we change the country, we will not buy the rice from the US, because Haiti is the fourth customer of rice, of American rice in the world. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? And also we have more than 1 million Haitians living in the US, take boat to move to the US, make forced marriage to go to the US, because there's no possibility to live here. Haiti's become a hell. We can't live in hell. That means is the reason why we definitely think we need to fix the condition to have election, and good condition to make sure we have a electoral council, a electoral committee, a electoral college where the people can trust them. The people were not co-opted. The people, we can't receive a call from the US embassy and change the result of the election. We want that, but we have those people, but they don't want us.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. As I would tell that besides being an activist and a radical socialist, you are a musician. How the recent events affect you? You consider your art is an instrument for the political purpose of a more democratic and equal Haiti?
My music, it is my struggle as well. I'm not two people, I'm one people, but I use my music. I'm sociologist as well. I use my sociology to make sure we have a better Haiti, we have a better country, a more democratic country, a more inclusive country. And also I am a member of organization in a political party. We do the same. And my music, it's about that. It's about the mental decolonization. You can see the artwork. It is a man who cut the change in his mind. Because right now, the change is in our mind. We need to cut to the colonial project. We definitely need to make a shift from the colonial project to a new liberation project. Is the reason why my music, it's about that. My music, it's about solidarity. Because right now in my neighborhood, we try to build a cultural center. Because the mainstream media, the mainstream artists, the mainstream, the Facebook, WhatsApp, they don't help people to educate themselves. They just manipulate people. They just create new people to be useful for the system. They don't create critic consciousness. They just create people to be in the way of consumption, to consume. Only that. That means we try to create a cultural center, and we start build this cultural center, and we're gonna create as well a co-op, a peasant co-op. Right now, we're trying to find finance. We're trying to find support from other organizations to make sure that we have this project to be successful, because it is a way to educate the youth. If we don't have this possibility, we will find we need to change our mindset, because the colonial project achieve our mindset, achieve our humanity, achieve our love, achieve our heart. That means we definitely have to create other space to change. It's the reason why, like I told you, my music, it's about love. It's about justice. It's about the environment issues. It's about feminists. It's about child support. It's about the language, the Haitian language. It's against the colonial project. It's about the misery of people. The people, the children can have food to eat. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Remind me the title of your recent work?
The album.
Your recent album, yes?
It's Spell en Creole. It's mean in English, Fell en Creole, it's a Creole language, the Haitian language, but it's meaning in English, do it in Creole. Creole is the Haitian language, is Haitian Creole. And you can find my music on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram, on Tsángo Music, CHANGOMIZIK. You can follow me as well on Twitter. My YouTube channel is Tsángo Music as well. And also you can buy this album on Amazon, on iTunes, on Apple Music. You can streaming this album as well. And it is a way to support my project, to support this, what I call a rebel music.
Let me say congratulations for your new album, and
thank you so
I would
much.
keep that Τσάνγκο Μπαστιά says that my music is my struggle. It's important that. I want to thank you for our conversation. I hope we can have this conversation again in a few months. Maybe the things in Haiti, it's better for the people.
Thank you so much. It's me to say thank you. It's for me an important moment to discuss with the Greek people and the base of democracy.
Pleasure for us.
Yeah, and it was a real pleasure for me. And